Eric, don't let me go. I want to be on my 300k a week for another season. Well, Casemiro won't be on that because we're out of the Champions League. It's been reported he has spoken with TEN HAG. He wants to stay at Manchester United. He has apologised. We'll get into all of that alongside what is going on right now. We've got a mini watch-along going on as well with Spain and Germany. They have just equalised in the last minute, Germany. So it is all going on. Well, we're live talking Manchester United. We spoke about Marcus Rashford earlier on as well, guys. We're now talking Casemiro and his side of things. It's gone quiet from the Saudi Arabia bid side for Casemiro now. Now we're looking at Bruno Fernandes being the one that they're looking for. Manchester United need midfielders. If we aren't able to get the right amount in, is it worth keeping Casemiro on side right now? We've also got UEFA stumping and ending all thought of bringing Jean-Claude Todibo into Manchester United this summer. Now, West Ham going to go back in again? They've just bought Kilman, so can they afford Todibo now? Well, we will see, won't we? We'll see what happens with that. But as it is, we'll go through the UEFA ruling and everything that's gone on there. Manchester United have been cleared to play in the Europa League alongside Nice, obviously City and Girona, likewise in the Champions League as well. So there's a lot to talk about, quite a bit to get through, and we're going to get through it while we're dealing with this, what is now set up to be one of them nerve-wracking, barnstorming quarterfinals. 1-1 France-Germany at the moment. It's all going on. Wirtz, I can't remember if he's in my dream team or not, but he's just kept the host in it. Let's get into the show, everybody. Please give the video a like. It is all going on right now. And we can get a break from the football, actually, when full-time goes. But madness. This is what it's like with the Euros. This is what it's like with international tournaments going on. Manchester United, right now as a fan base, I feel like I'm watching the Euros more because I want to see who's going home so United can get on with business. I'm sick of seeing people in white parties dining with celebs and drinking with celebs like Jadon Sancho. Man, the man's supposed to be back at Carrington on bleeding Monday. Get out of that bleeding. No, he's still on pre-season. I can't be too harsh on him. You know what I mean? He's got to let his hair down. He works hard for Dortmund. And obviously needs his rest, doesn't he? But yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens on Monday. And I can't wait. Everyone has been talking about Manchester United returning to training on Monday. Obviously, it feels like it's getting closer because we've heard Slot's actually come out and had his first press conference for Liverpool today as well. So, yeah, it feels like the Premier League is getting closer. But Manchester United fans, all we want to know is who is going to be lining up on day one, August 16th, against Fulham. Old Trafford, 8 o'clock kickoff live on Sky. Who's going to be in Manchester United's team that night? That's all we care about right now. And now all the dust is settled with everything going on behind the scenes, I want teams falling out of the Euros and Man United getting more concrete news, United fans getting more concrete news on what's happening with possible transfer targets coming in. I think like tonight's games, what have we got now? We've got France and Portugal, which we're doing on Tifo, guys. Make sure that you join us. The link is in the description. I'll put it in the live chat before we finish up. We'll be doing sort of a carry on from the Germany and Spain game. If this goes to penalties, then God, we'll be doing that then into the Portugal-France game. So make sure you do join us for that as the conversation continues. And like I said, guys, it's going to be, almost another Germany goal there. It's going to be a chance for you guys to get involved in the show as well. So if you don't get your message read out in this show and you want to come on and have a chat with me, get over to Tifo, get involved, and let's get everything out in the open. Do you know what I mean? Welcome to the chat, everyone. Please give the video a like, make sure you share and are subscribing as well. We're on the road to 47k now. It seems like we're moving fast, guys, so keep it up. Please keep sharing and liking. And of course, make sure you're subscribing for all your updates on everything Manchester United. United with a twist. No one else goes out and about, gets around Old Trafford, gets in and about on match days and brings you the content like I do. Breaking news every time it drops. We're there. Let's get straight to it. I'm talking Casemiro today. Casemiro, man. I was buzzing when this man signed for Manchester United. I was thinking, you know what? United have actually gone out and bought a holding midfielder. This is the type of player I love, Casemiro. Yeah, his form last season, shit. Let's be honest. Absolute crap, really, compared to what he was the season before anyway. So, looking at Casemiro, I looked at him, I thought, I know exactly where Casemiro is going to play. I know that Casemiro is going to play in holding midfield. He's not going to go right. He's not going to go left. He's not going to try and push further forward. He's not going to be one of these false nine midfielders. None of that garbage. Casemiro is going to play in holding midfield. We know where he played for Madrid. It's his one trade. Master of one. Not a jack of all. Forget the versatile players. Crap. Hate them. They're good and they do have their advantages, but I just want to know a player's coming in and I know exactly where he's going to play. And you know, Casemiro, that holding midfielder, destroyer, great passer, gets the odd goal every now and then when he does venture forward, gets his head on a lot, as we've seen, scores important goals as a leader. He's been there, done that. I thought it was a fantastic signing for Manchester United, but he is getting old. The new regime is in. And we're talking about Casemiro actually having conversation with Ten Hag that have been reported now. Obviously, this is bound to happen because we're getting close to, like we said, pre-season starting again. Everyone's getting excited to getting back into doing them laps around the training ground, if they even do happen anymore. I remember them pre-season games. Even if you were non-league, you hated pre-season, didn't you? Well, some people loved it. The freaks, the fitness freaks, loved pre-season and getting into all the fitness work, didn't they? But yeah. And Casemiro obviously in conversation with Ten Hag, as you'd expect him to. Apparently he's apologised. He's talking like he's disappointed in his own performances last season. He's upset about the way he played and he wants to make it up to Ten Hag. He wants to commit and see out the rest of his contract. Well, of course you would. At your age, on that amount of money, you are going to be wanting to stay at Manchester United, of course. But you've also got to look at the fact that Manchester United, under the new regime now, are looking to move older players on, bring in a new profile of player. And does Casemiro fit? Well, yeah, he does. We need midfielders. Casemiro wasn't all bad last season. He had some good games last season as well. And he's just one of them, like, he looks like he's not sure. Maybe he knows himself. Like, you watch the likes of Modric and Kroos. I know it's a different type of player. I know Real Madrid keep hold of the ball better, but if any of us build a team around a Casemiro or a team that works with Casemiro where we've got more of the ball, then maybe we see the better Casemiro. Right now, you're seeing a man that's used to actually dominating games, controlling games, because we've got possession in Real Madrid and moving the ball around the pitch here, there and everywhere. You've got that type of player coming into Manchester United and he's being moved all over the place, dragged all over, players going past him, balls over the top because there's no organisation. There's a big gap between defence and midfield. If Ten Hag can get it right, does Casemiro fit? That's what I want to know from you guys. So, yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? It's like Casemiro actually could do a job for Manchester United next season. If a bid comes in from Saudi Arabia, yeah, of course. Of course, we're going to be looking at that bid. Of course, we're going to be accepting it if it's decent money. But Casemiro, in fact, has already turned down Saudi Arabia once. He wasn't happy with the terms. He wants to negotiate his contract himself. This was said by Fabrizio Romano. And he wants to make sure, I feel, like he's in the good books with Ten Hag in case things go wrong. This is a smart player. This is a very, very smart footballer, by the way. Very well educated as well. So he knows his way around a negotiating table. He's been there at the biggest and the highest table in Real Madrid. So he knows how to handle a negotiation or a renewal of a contract. Knows how to get the best out of a situation for himself. And you look at him and you go, I want to be in the good books with Ten Hag in case it goes wrong and I can't get what I need from Saudi Arabia. Like, it's a big jump, but I've still got another 2 years on my Manchester United contract. So really, you cannot blame him for actually wanting to just make sure he's got all angles covered, make sure he's got a get out of jail card, because it's not bad having $250,000 a week get out of jail card fighting with Manchester United in the Europa League, is it? It's better than going to the Saudi Pro League, I'll say that. And if he isn't being given an absolute bumper deal there, then he's going to want to come back to Manchester United, clearly. And like I said, he's well loved at United. I mean, the staff love him, the players love him, obviously the fans do. The fans are looking at a new sort of turning of the page scenario with United right now, and they just want to see something different. But honestly, I think if you asked every United fan if you got the Casemiro back from not last season, the season before, a lot of people would want him to actually stay at the football club. It's interesting to see exactly how Manchester United approach Casemiro, and well, not so much how United, but the new regime, how the new structure approaches the Casemiro situation, because it's It's one that's, I feel, going to be difficult if Casemiro does want to stay, but Ineos are looking to raise funds for younger midfielders, say. And I don't think they'll be able to force him out. Like, the player power we know it's the utmost at the moment, isn't it? It is for every single player. They hold all the cards and they're in control of their own destinies, it would seem. No matter how tough the club want to be and how hard the regime is, structure is, and how the process works at that particular football club, players do have the power. They can just say no. Them contracts are strong and they're unbreakable, really. The player has to want to go. So Casemiro has tried to negotiate his own deal at Saudi. It didn't work. He wasn't happy. He's walked away. Obviously, like I just said, Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that that Casemiro is still in talks with the Saudi Pro League's teams. He does want to go back to negotiating a new deal, but he's open and wants to play for Ten Hag. Now, I just said it there. I think he's putting his eggs in both baskets, hedging his bets sort of right now, Casemiro, because he wants to say that he wants to stay at Manchester United, which would make Saudi then, if they want him, to come in and bid strong for United. And United would then go to Casemiro and say, look, we want to move you on. I think Casemiro knows that United want to move him on, and he's making it the perfect sort of scenario for him. So he's saying that Casemiro... So he's saying, I want to play for Manchester United. I want to play for you, Eric. That's what he's coming out with right now in discussions. I want to commit to Manchester United. Saudi want him, and he knows it. So he also knows United wants to get rid of him. So if Casemiro actually makes it clear that he wants to be part of Ten Hag's team, then Saudi come in with a bid. He knows United want to get rid of him. He knows United are going to come to him and say, look, we're looking to move forward. We want to accept this bid. What do you think? And Casemiro's just in the perfect position then. He says, I'm willing to stay, but if the bid's right for you and this is best for all parties, I'm okay with that myself as long as you are. Everybody's happy. Everyone moves on. Casemiro signs his bumper contract in the Saudi Pro League, and United have a few funds to spend on maybe a new dynamic up-and-coming midfielder instead. But, hey, guys, you let me know. Let me know what you think. Let's get into the chat right now and see what you're saying. Please give the video a like, guys. Let's get up to that 100 mark. I know the game is on, Spain v Germany. You can watch both. You've got YouTube on, then you've got the Euros on in one. I'm doing exactly the same right now. I'm sort of multitasking, half watch along and half United content right now. It's not easy. It's not easy, but yeah, please get your chats in. Let us know what is going on, and obviously your opinions on Casemiro. I'm going to come to them in a second. Obviously, Manchester United also in the news because of the contract situation with Ten Hag is today. The reason we've not heard apparently about Ruud van Nistelrooy and René Hack is we're just waiting on clearances on work permits for both of them two, and we are almost there, basically. We're almost there. It's a case of just waiting for that to be cleared before the announcement. Hack's already been talking. Van Nistelrooy's been a bit quieter, but by all accounts, it is all pretty much there. There are also some other reports that Jadon Sancho has had positive talks with Juventus again. That's come from our friend, the communications officer at Juventus, the one who brought the news about Xerxes that we was talking about earlier on today as well. But yeah, we're in a situation now where, like I just said, training's back on Monday. There's too many problem children within the bunch for Erik Ten Hag to go in and really get to grip with what he wants to. Sort of kickstart the pre-season off. Like, he's got Sancho, he's got Rashford, Casemiro, he's got Donny van der Beek. Obviously, got Mason Greenwood situation as well there. Like, United are expecting all of these players back in training. So, it's going to be one hell of a weekend if we're going to get the scenario where Ten Hag hasn't got anything to deal with and them situations are all sorted with the club. I can't see it. It's going to be too much work, personally, for me. But you've also got to look at the fact that you don't want players being isolated again and starting off the new season, the new campaign, the new reign of Ineos at Manchester United with players training on their own, out of the way. You just don't want that vibe and culture back in at United again, do you? And I just feel like I don't know how he's going to handle it, because we know everyone's going to be back, and all of the players that I just mentioned, no international duty, are all back. Apparently Marcus Rashford has reported back early for pre-season training. Somebody wants to make sure he's in the good books, doesn't he? But yeah, Manchester United's high-earning stars all back at Carrington in training on Monday. And yeah, very interesting to see what comes of that. And like I said earlier on, are there going to be any specific meetings with certain players? Casemiro, I think, is the main one, I think, that needs to be sorted. Like, what do you want to do? Will it stop us getting Neves, says Leo? Probably yes. I like Casemiro, but his wages are too high for what we get back, says Kaz. Yes, I think Ineos will be looking at that as well. He can stay if he takes a pay cut. Can't sit on the bench for 300k. Good points about the bill, definitely. Domingo says, I see too much disrespect from United players and they need to go. Yes, very true. I think a lot of them are going to stay, though, I'm afraid. Domingo. Tommy says he was shite last season and on too much money. Get gone. Straightforward. See you later. I'm understanding of that. I'm understanding the people who actually do want to keep Casemiro as well. Last season, he didn't seem to give an F about Erik Ten Hag. Should have benched him. Should have benched him sooner. Oof. OBD there saying he should have gone last season or should have been benched last season. Or are these players now coming back? And we're talking about it. It's why I brought it up in the title about the high-earning players now wanting to get back on side with Ten Hag all of a sudden. It's like last season, and we said this before, Ten Hag is going to walk in there like an absolute boss, innit? He's going to walk in like a mafia boss. Everyone's just going to stay still or sit down while he walks through. It's like, you thought I was gone. I'm not. I'm still here. And the players in their minds will be like, oh, shit. Like, shit. Like, what are we going to do now? Like, this is the man that's actually survived our worst Premier League season ever. We cannot throw anyone under the bus anymore. I'm not saying that's all the players. Far from it. There were some outstanding players at Manchester United last season who deserve a lot more praise. But as a whole team, you're going to get judged on where you finish in the league. The league is everything. And it's our worst ever Premier League season. So you have to accept that the criticism is going to come the way of the team. Certain individuals, only real United fans know who these players are. There's some that just go along with keeping in with the Joneses and just going along with what's said by the football club, watching FUTV and listening to them praising Rashford and everything like that. I mean, I've heard some staff at MUTV actually come out in media zones like that, absolutely slaughtering players. And it's the truth. That's it. If you got them on their own, they would be like normal fans. They're like, we're just not happy with this. And this is why we deserve to have our voices heard on channels like mine and people coming on, getting their comments read out. Everyone deserves to have their say on the football club. You're not a anti-United, anti-Ten Hag or an outer or an inner because you've got an opinion. If you want to criticise someone, fire away. It should not matter, It should not matter one bit. It's deserved. Every player deserves criticism. Casemiro's won everything. I slaughtered him last season. I did the same to Varane. Everyone knows it. Rashford ended him last season myself. And if they can't handle that playing at United and think they should be that protected, then honestly, they don't belong. And that's the thought of many United fans. They've seen enough now. It's time. And this is where I'm talking Casemiro. And it feels like the fans just want to end this era of high-earning great players that have been brought into the football club at the wrong time of their career. That's what it is at United at the moment. It feels like a bit of a retirement home for what was the best. And you only have to look through the players over the last 10 years. Like, there's a big list of them. Like Schweinsteiger, Falcao, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Cavani. Obviously, now you've got Casemiro, Rafael Varane, all at the twilights and coming to the end. The right players at the wrong time of their bleeding careers. It's not right. I've just lost points for Carvajal there. He's just got me a yellow card. Damn it. Not going well. Kaz's top of the league, by the way. She sent me a picture message. Not going to make the last of that. If we get the PSG CDM on loan and keep Casemiro, I wouldn't be too bothered, but I don't want United to miss out on Neves. It would be a case of that, I'm afraid. It would be a case of that, I think, mate. And United really have to make the decision, I think. And like I said before, Casemiro knows that they have to do that. He knows they have to make a decision on his future, decide whether they're going to sell him or not. He just wants to make sure that he's got all bases covered. He's sweet-talking Ten Hag, making sure that he's in the good books there. And if it comes to it, like, no one's really going to be moaning Casemiro for moving, are they? They're not. So yeah, let's just look at it as an overall picture of the situation with Casemiro. Same with Rashford. Like, Rashford knows the club won't sell him. He knows that. He knows the situation. Casemiro knows the situation. These players are not stupid. The agents would have told them the scenario. And basically, what we're seeing at the moment, the behaviour of the players, is all through the agents. Like, they're telling the player what to do. This is how this scenario works out best for you. They're looking after their clients as they should do. You're on a contract. You don't need to go anywhere. You behave this way. You make it look good on this side. But if they want to make a move, then the ball's in your court and you're calling all the shots. That's exactly what it is with these players. And they know that because they're on the big money. United will want to move them on because the new regime wants a complete change of tact. So, yeah, let's look at it from both sides. And you've got to bring into account the agents. They do have a say in this, and they're the ones that are forcing the issue constantly, all of the time. So I think Casemiro is doing right. I do believe he's being pushed in this direction, though, by his representation. And it's the same with Rashford. When we know Rashford only does what his entourage tells him anyway. Graham says, Adam, if both teams can play in Europa League, why can't we buy Todibo? I think this is what we'll move on to next. So the ruling is that Manchester United will not be able to buy Jean-Claire Todibo. You're not allowed to buy a club from another one that you've owned if you're playing in exactly the same competition. That's what's being said today by UEFA. That's what's been announced. And you know what? I think we all knew something was coming. UEFA have to be seen to actually be having power still within their own competition, for God's sake. But yes, United have been granted permission to play in the Europa League alongside Nice, and that's fine. But we are not allowed to buy a player from a club dual-owned playing in the same competition. They are holding that rule up. There is more investigation going on, between UEFA and the clubs. There's like an investigation going on right now where they're looking into it more, but you still got to go UEFA, power crazed. They're not going to allow anything like that. I mean, this shouldn't even be an issue. United should be outperforming Nice anyway. But say, for instance, this new dual club system works well for United. We get players in, like we were talking about the other day, Christopher Vivel. He's a master at dealing with the dual club ownership model. You can get a player in through Nice or just bought in and said, you're going to be on loan to Nice. Well, we sort of get you ready for Manchester United. That could be a great season. You could have the scenario where you've got RB Salzburg there bringing in Erling Haaland for one season. Like, Vivel knew that Erling Haaland was going to be an absolute superstar. Everybody knew it. And he went there. He had one fantastic season. Doesn't look back. They made a fortune on him because of that one season. But you could have a player come through and then hit it off straight away and have an absolutely amazing season at Nice. And then he just comes back into Manchester United. Now, this could benefit them. And Nice actually being part of this group and this new dual ownership may benefit themselves from quality players. So something does need to be sorted for this, because there could be a scenario in the future where both Nice and Manchester United are playing in the Champions League. Now, ultimately, we know we need to be in the Champions League, but Nice will be thinking the same thing. And if they're getting decent players through from us, and they're getting good deals, maybe good loan players or anything like that, and they're progressing as well themselves, then we're going to have the same problem all over again. If we want to do this and swap players around in this model, as long as United and Nice are in the same competitions, we are going to have big, big issues. A glorious chance for Wirtz there. He just knocks it wide. Oh, injury time in the first half of extra time it is here in Germany right now. Just watching this one back across there. Looks like Muller in, slides it across, and Wirtz. Oh, it's agonisingly wide of the post. Oh, it's ridiculous. Heart in mouth moments for the Spaniards. Is it the Spaniards or is it the Germans going through? Oh, God, I know we're all watching both at the same time here. Just about to hit the 100 like mark, guys. Get them likes in, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I know it's difficult. Well, the Euros are on. This and tomorrow night's show will be the last time that we're squeezing games in, because after this, everything is 8 o'clock kickoffs going forward, and we'll have our normal schedule back. And yeah, there's a question. Like Kaz has just put it in the bottom. Like, apparently, guy, I look like Jurgen Klopp. Let's just get this out. It's the elephant in the room. Everyone keeps telling me. Literally every bleeding video. I've got Liverpool fans messaging in on my videos as well, saying that I actually look like Jurgen Klopp. It's an absolute nightmare. Yeah. So, what was the options that we had, Kaz, with it? Was it Jurgen Stott or Adam Klopp or something like that? It was like, which one works best? Like, Christ, and I don't know anyone that's been likened or lookaliked to so many different footballers or managers and stuff like that. Honestly, I must be the only one. New teeth, ringer. Yeah, I ain't got any plans to go and change my teeth. No, my teeth are fine. I'm not worried about that. But yeah, she said she's going to buy me the glasses and everything. But yeah. There is also I was going to talk about this earlier on, but we had that much to get through earlier on. We didn't get a chance. Please, guys, do hit that subscribe button as well if you are tuning in for the first time. Keep them coming in. We're over 100 likes as well now, guys. So thank you, legends, a lot of you. Hey, Jurgen Stott, get those teeth whitened. No, and no. You got to have a laugh, haven't you? You got to have a laugh. But no, the Mason Greenwood situation, the tug of war for Mason Greenwood, that's what's going on right now. Mason Greenwood, a striker for Manchester United, has attracted interest from both Marseille and Lazio, with both clubs making offers for the player. United is reportedly seeking €28 million for Greenwood now. That's the price drop we was talking about yesterday. So United originally wanted around the €40 million mark for Mason Greenwood. That's a significant drop. And a real act of, I would say, not so much support for Ten Hag, but just clearing the way, like clearing the path for Ten Hag to get the best start to this season. We talked about it before, all these problem players coming back to Carrington on Monday with no idea at all what's going on or where we are down the line with anything negotiation-wise or the player moving on at all. But yeah, apparently they've dropped it in and around the 30 million mark. So 28 million for Mason Greenwood. The player is open to joining either club, so Marseille or Lazio. He's happy to go to Spain or Italy, apparently, expressing confidence in securing his transfer, both clubs. Meanwhile, United is also dealing with the transfer news, including the potential departure of Bruno Fernandes to Saudi Pro League. This was just an update before. In terms of the coaching staff, an update on that situation as well, guys. McLaren looks like he's going to stay. Hag and McCarthy are both out of the door. I'd be really disappointed if Ruud van Nistelrooy comes in and he's just a striker coach. I would be gutted if that was the case. I think Hag, who is going to be the second? Is it going to be Van Nistelrooy? Is it going to be... Are we looking for a penalty there? We're looking for a penalty, and Anthony Taylor's saying no, Baldy's best. No penalty, I'm afraid. Oh, it's all going on. It's all happening in the game. Let's just have a quick look at this. Musiala strikes it. Cucurella, oh my God. Oh my God, I think they may have to... Oh, it's going to be a penalty. It's got to be. His hand is by his side. Is it a natural position? They're not looking. Are they looking or not? They're not. Oh my God, I thought that was going to be a penalty. That had to be, didn't it? Germany are all over Spain at the moment, no. Oh, just 1 second. Musiala, cross into the keeper's hands. Never mind. But yes, Mason Greenwood does look favourable to leave Manchester United before anything can really get to a stage like we were describing then, in terms of player not getting... on with Ten Hag, issues in training. Like, we just need to have a fresh start, and we just want all these players out the door. And it just would be a massive help if we could get Sancho and Greenwood especially. Like, Donny van der Beek, Casemiro, minor problems compared to them two. Rashford's fully committed, so we know he's going to be playing next season. let's just get as much wrapped up as possible as soon as possible. That's all I say. And hopefully we can get that done. But yeah, guys, just before the penalties start, that is us wrapping up. Quick show tonight in between, obviously, the games. I'm going to shoot down, get myself ready, get a drink ready for the France versus Portugal game. We are kicking off very soon, guys. So please do. In fact, what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to drop the link in the description for you all to come over and join the watch along. Bear with me 1 second. So let me get this link for you guys now. I'm going to drop it in to the chat right now. There it is there, guys. Please do just jump onto that. That is our TIFO watch along page. Come and join us now. We're getting calls on. We're getting people involved in the chat as well. We're going to be doing everything, covering it. Hopefully it's not a late one. Germany on the counter-attack here. 2-on-2. Wirtz, Musiala to the right. He goes alone, still going, full crud. Is he going to release a bullet? He is, right into someone's bonce in the crowd, unfortunately, though. So, yes, it looks like we've got penalties written all over this. But, guys, there is a link right at the top of the chat right now. Come and join us there on TIFO. We're heading over there very, very soon. Come and get involved in the chat. Get yourself on camera as well. So, we're going to have a good old chinwag about everything going on, I think. Have a good old catch-up. But really appreciate you jumping on the stream in between. I know it's difficult with so much going on. And yeah, do join the Discord as well, guys. That's in the description. Just jump down into the description of the video. Everything is there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. You're all absolute legends. Appreciate you all massively. I'll see you over on TIFO for the watch-along. Let's do it, guys. See you soon. Have a great evening. Enjoy the football. And yeah, I'm going with Portugal, just so you know on here. But come and join me, and you'll see what I really think.